Like, just to avoid elimination, these men are using them as pawns to wait and try to just survive the next round and see if anything better comes along. And this is a theme that plays out time and time again. I'm watching Perfect Match Season 2 right now, and our girl Tolu is the baddest one in that house. Let's be for real. And she has energy that's unmatched. And these men are just using her as pawns to avoid the next elimination round. I mean, let's talk about Season 1, Dom. He was always dropping weird one-liners around black women. I remember he said something like, "Oh yeah, strong, independent." Like, said some weird stuff that I was like, I don't know what black man who isn't in the sunken place would say that. And then Season 2, his body language around Tolu, even in the first half, has been insane. I mean, he's rolling his eyes the moment the girl breathes. Like, he does not like this woman at all. And yet he's trying to just play to her affections to get to the next round so he can wait for the next good thing to come through. And then let's look at our boy Chris. He's holding on to Tolu. And he even said, "Oh, yeah, well, in the beginning, I didn't think it was a good match. But, you know, we're kind of developing something." Okay, then why did you throw yourself at her like that? But anyway, Netflix needs to do a better job at sussing out people before they put them on these shows. Because why would you put all these beautiful black women on these seasons and then not check to see if anybody was going to be checking for them? Even the black men on these shows are not interested in other black women. So you need to make sure that there's somebody who's going to be open to the idea of dating them before you just offer them up to get devoured or eaten alive season after season. Why are black women getting treated like life rafts on these Netflix dating shows? Like, just to avoid elimination, these men are using them as pawns to wait and try to just survive the next round and see if anything better comes along.
What's going on, my aliens? It's your girl Ivy Alert, aka Rise by Ivy, man, and I'm back with a quick one. Now, the many reality dating shows that we have come and grown accustomed to in entertainment labs, and maybe even solely hoping that someone find love. But my biggest question will always be, do dating shows actually work? And if they don't, why don't they? Why is that? I have my own theories and beliefs, and I'm going to share why I think these dating shows don't work at all.
No naked attraction, because the show's concept is fucking unhinged. Every episode is based on one contestant that picks from 6 prospective dates. Now, the 6 potential dates stand in boxes highlighted with a different color, and at first their bottom parts are shown, which is, by doing some math, their genitals and their booty. All right, now one person is then eliminated based on their behind and in front, wherever you're looking. One person is eliminated, right? And then round 2 begins. Next up, it's time to reveal the torso, which is then followed up by another elimination, and in round 3, faces and voices are shown, which eliminates yet another competitor. Now, 2 out of the 6 prospects are left, right? And for the finale, the original contestant strips bare naked in front of the other 2 and then picks the person they want to go out on a date from. Who is making the concept of these shows, bro? This is next level unhingery. I've never heard of this concept in my life, and it's been out for 6 seasons, and I think it's a UK show, but the idea of this is so just ridiculous, absurd, very much early 2000 vibes. Like, I'm surprised this was approved in 2020s. This seems a highly cancelable show, just like that, considering the climate that we live in these days. But just hearing and reading what the steps of this show are, hilarious, bro. And I didn't think it was real. So now I'm typing in the trailer, and I watched the trailer. It's real, man. Now, obviously, on YouTube, they have a bunch of emojis covering up things. But the concept, I will give them this. It's original, it's toxic, and it's insane. I need to watch it, though.
With introducing a third partner into the relationship is exactly what every fan of trashy reality TV should be excited for this winter. If there's one really solid formula for reality TV, it is hot and or dumb people on a beach who are also horny. It just works. And I do think there's some really good potential for some learning about human sexuality and relationships and love. But I think for the most part, it's going to be drama and pure filth.
One thing that I've noticed about these dating shows is that they never pay attention to the deeper aspects of a relationship. Only the surface things, the things that don't even really matter. And that's one of the reasons why they will not never work. Even in situations where there is a matchmaker like Marriage at First Sight, they still seem to not be able to match people appropriately. To the point that I stopped watching the show altogether. I was just so tired of seeing people get matched together that were sadly not attracted to each other when they did meet each other, or just simply did not get along. And then I have to sit there and watch them pretty much emotionally abuse the other person because they are not their match was just beyond me. I just couldn't. I had to stop watching it. But to play devil's advocate, I do understand to some point. Now, if you want longevity in a relationship, then it's important to make sure that not only are the surface things matched, but also the inner things as well. It needs to be a full, big circle at the end of the day to make it work. Now, that's just my opinion. But it's not just the shows showing decline in success, but it's the dating apps and the dating world in general. Let's take a look.
Okay, I already gave up the dating apps, but just let this be a warning to everyone out there who's still on them. Don't trust anybody. I know that sounds crazy and a little cynical, a lot cynical, but I've now had way too many experiences where I just think it's too easy to be this ideal person on those apps. And so many women get caught in these kind of traps where you're already 5-6 dates in and then they reveal their true colors and it's not what you signed up for. So I dated a guy last November and I really liked him. He was engaged like 6 months prior. And that's when they broke off their engagement, like 6 months before we started dating. So he'd had some time to kind of like heal and reflect. And he told me he was in therapy now still. They dated for a long time. So I kind of was like proceeding with caution because I knew, okay, there's no way this man is just fully healed and ready for a serious relationship again, which is what I'm looking for. But we got along really well. He was super funny, really cute. We just had so much in common. He was so chivalrous. I don't know, he just did everything right. But in the back of my head, I was kind of like, okay, this is going almost too well, you know? So I had doubts, but not really any proof to back it up. We went on 4 dates, and after the 4th date, I could just feel he was a little bit more distant, and I saw that he was still on all the apps. And I mean all the apps. He was on 4 different dating apps. So I just told him, hey, it's been really nice getting to know you. I think we're looking for different things here. And I'm just going to take a step back. And he just didn't respond. I sent a nice message, but I just I wasn't getting what I needed back. A few months later, I see him on Raya, or he sees me on Raya, and he messages me and is like, hey, I'm so sorry about the way things ended, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't in a great place. Hope you're doing well. Kind of hinting that he wanted to see me. And I was just like, wish you the best. I'm so sorry you were going through a hard time and I hope it's better now. But, don't bring me into your mess. I had posted him in this group. I won't reveal the group, but the girls that know. It's a confidential group of women that you can post somebody and see if anyone's had negative dating experiences. It's mostly for dangerous guys or guys with girlfriends, those kind of dudes. So I posted him.
Everybody meet Jake from Hinge. He was supposed to take me on a date tonight. He suggested that there's a rooftop lounge that just opened that's BYOB. Not many people know about it, that we could try. A couple hours before the date, I asked him for the address, as one should. I wanted to see what the place was all about. And he sent me the address of an apartment complex. Maybe I was missing something, so I asked him, is it a restaurant? What is this place? I can't find it online. 3 minutes later, he says, haha, no. No other information. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, no way is this man, like, trying to trick me into coming to his apartment building. Huh? Yeah, no, that's exactly what he was doing. But really, you know, I think it was just my mistake. I think it was just in the phrasing. You know what, though? At least I got an apology. I really feel like he learned his lesson.
I'll just use my name. So Natalie was traveling to, I don't want to say the name of the country, but she traveled overseas from America, and skulls and limbs that belonged to several women that were missing. And he fully intended on killing her and eating her. Apparently, like, that's the reason why he was taking her to dinner and trying to really...
Okay, because you're really acting wild lately. I had a bizarre experience with one of you recently. I went out on several dates with this guy, 3 dates, okay? Hours long. I really am a marathon dater. Okay, we talked several times in between these dates. We really knew quite a bit about each other. We knew about past relationships. We had a lot of shared common experiences, things we were looking up for this little rat. Okay, I said, this is great. Then one night, I give him a call, post 3 dates, give him a call. It goes to his voicemail for the first time since we've known each other. And a baby starts talking on his voicemail. I said, hello? The baby's like, cuckoo, caca, cuckoo. You know how babies are. And I was like, what's going on here? And then at the very end of the voicemail, he comes on and he goes, hey, this is so-and-so. That's my son telling you to leave me a message. I said, you're who? You're what? I called it again. Happened again. Cuckoo, caca. That's my son. I said, yeah, confirmed. Interesting. I didn't know this man had a kid. We've talked for hours. He's never once mentioned that he has a child. Bizarre. So then he calls me back before I really have time to calibrate what I'm going to say to him. He goes, hey, what's going on? I said, hey, do you have a kid? He goes, yeah. I said, okay. Well, were you going to tell me? And he goes, I kind of just thought it was common knowledge. What are you, the president? What are you, a celebrity? What are you, walking red carpets? I said, common knowledge? Why would that be common knowledge? It's so bizarre. You guys are so odd. You got to help each other. I'm not ready to be a...
In my opinion, I feel like a dating app doesn't give you as much security as a dating show. Now, I'm sure they run background checks, but it's honestly up to you to run that background check when you're on a dating app. Now, to me, I'm going to be real with you. Does it not work because of the fact that it's either love or lust? Is it the fact that they're not taking that much time into making sure that they're even ready for this process, that they're choosing the right people to be ready for this process? But I'm going to be truthful, and I'm going to be honest. The main reason why it will never work with these dating shows, or even dating period, is that a lot of these people out here are unhealed. They're out here trying to find love, search for love, and want to be loved when they're not even loving them damn selves. You just can't think you're going to find something in someone else that you haven't found in yourself first. Now, of course, there's big reasons why you should heal before you get into the dating world.
I have to let you know something. Okay, sure, what's up? See, because I like you so much, I'm going to be real and chill about it and act like I'm really not that into you and give you very little attention so I don't seem clingy. Oh, cool. So I'll perceive you to be really confident. Also, I'm very familiar with that too because my parents, they gave me very little time, and I mean, those are the people who love me the most, so it must mean you care. Oh, and then later on down the line, when we get really close, I'm gonna have to separate and create some space between us because I don't really like letting my guards down. Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that one as well. People have been doing that to me my whole life. So as soon as I recognize that, I'm gonna cling on to you as hard as possible to validate you and show you that you're safe with me. That's not developed as a protective mechanism due to my fear of abandonment. We have a lot in common. You know what? This is gonna be a great trauma bond masked as a relationship.
Before I started dating, I will never date an emotionally unavailable man again. And I don't care that your cat died when you were 6 years old. That is not an excuse to act like I don't exist. I need some type of reassurance. I am not going to put my standards aside because you cannot get therapy. Number 2, I will never date a man that complains that women don't know how to submit. First of all, I am not a dog. I would love to allow a man to lead that knows how to lead. If you are not practicing how to lead a woman properly and how to lead your household properly, stop practicing looking for the woman that will submit to you. I'm not going to submit to someone that does not even know their butt from their face. Number 3, I will never date a man that is triggering inner trauma that I know I have not healed from yet. If you block me in the middle of a disagreement because you don't want to hear what I have to say, I'm going to feel abandoned and unheard. I'm going to need you to get therapy because I'm doing the work. Okay, let's go ahead and heal.
Dating unhealed people, this goes for
Already. And healing is hard. Do not do this. Don't do this.
Let me tell you why. Whatever you don't heal through now, you're going to be forced to heal through later. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a 100% healed person, because we are going to be healing for the rest of our lives. Absolutely. But it's something like you want to keep maintaining it. So like, think of yourself like a car. If you don't take your car in to get its oil changed, and you keep missing oil changes, and you hear something kind of ticking in the motor and you ignore it, and then all the lights are going off on your dash and you ignore that too. When you do take your car in, they're going to need to hold the car for a month, and it's going to cost you a lot of money. But if you keep up on the maintenance and you keep putting the oil changes in the car and you keep going in anytime one thing pops up, they're easy, they're quick, it costs a couple $100, you're done. That's like you. So if you start out on your healing journey and you really get through some of the big stuff, and then you continue maintaining and facing challenges as they present themselves throughout your life, it's going to be so much easier than if you let them all stack up and then you have to go into the shop for months and months at a time. Does that make sense? I was married previously, and I did not heal from that divorce, and I went straight into dating to pacify my sad feelings, and I found myself in an abusive relationship, and that relationship lasted 3.5 years. And when I finally got out of that relationship, not only did I have to heal from that relationship, but I also had to go back in time and heal from the divorce as well, and all of the things that I ignored back then. And it took so much longer and was so much more painful to deal with both of those things at once than if I had done the healing after my divorce. And not only that, if I had done the healing after my divorce, I wouldn't have ended up in an abusive relationship. I would have been through that. Energetically, I would have been higher than that. I would have been maintaining a higher energetic space, and I don't think I would have brought in that relationship at all. So saving yourself a few weeks or a month or 6 months of work now is going to cost you years later if you don't do it. Trust me, from someone who knows. But healing is like maintenance. Think of it like that.
So with that being said, it is so important that we do the inner work before we go out there and start dating, y'all. And now, trust me, like I always say, I'm not here to judge anyone upon where they are in their healing journey, but pointing out that, in my opinion, it's the number one reason why finding love on shows, dating apps, or simply going out on a date in the real world just ain't seem to be working. Everyone's searching for love with an unhealed heart, and even if it finds you, will you be ready for it to come your way? Will you? I don't know, but it was a quick one, y'all. I'm sending my healing vibes to you, the positive energy, and I'm going to leave you with this video. And until next time, y'all, I'm out.
Person asking for a new blessing. Once you get over that old person and the stench of that relationship, baby girl, you got to shower in singleness. You got to wash up in healing. You got to throw away heartbreak's clothing. And then you can find your new man. But you cannot go from toxic man to healed man without washing and rinsing yourself. Because even if you do find a new man, you the same you that's been in that toxic ass relationship. You still got the smell of that toxic relationship on you. The habits, you still got the calluses. You still numb. You still guarded. What if you hurt him because you didn't heal you? Well, but we don't talk about that, right? It's all about you finding your Prince Charming. You don't care if he get ate up by the dragon inside your heart in the process. How many good guys you turn into villains because you wouldn't heal before you met him. And here you are creating these same boys that you say you don't want.
Excellent beats.